Hello, I'm Mark Baer. You're watching Your Town Television. I'm with Lillian Barbeito, and she's bringing the Carmel Dance Festival to Carmel this summer. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Mark, for having me.
So, let's first of all let's talk about the festival. Let's tell people who's coming, what it is, and
Yeah, I'd love to. So the Carmel Dance Festival is a brand new organization. It's a nonprofit, and our mission is to commission original works, but also present existing works that are world class and bring them to the area to enliven people and bring them together.
and this is modern dance,
Yeah,
contemporary dance,
contemporary dance.
contemporary dance. Yes.
The first ensemble that we're bringing, and we were very strategic about selecting a company that would really set the tone for what we're out to accomplish. And so we decided upon Paramar Dance Theater, and it's a brand new company based out of Chicago. The artistic director is Stephanie Martinez, and the piece that I fell in love with is called Kiss. And I saw it, it was streamed, live streamed, over the internet, but it was their world premiere in Chicago. And what they did is they transformed a parking lot into a stage, and there was what looks like a cascading sea of red carpeting. And the dancer's physicality was absolutely sublime, and just her music choices, it's totally unpredictable and just viscerally totally compelling, and I couldn't sit still when I was watching it. And I was like, that is the company, we have to bring them here.
You're kind of the Diaghilev of this. You're the producer of this. Co-producer, but
Yes.
You're your own dancer, but how do you then take on this role of you're becoming like producer? And what's the producer cap actually do?
Well, I just want to clarify that my husband is a filmmaker, and my entire career has been in the dance world, and this is actually the first time that we are joining forces to do something, an artistic endeavor together, and so far so good.
So your family is relocating here. You're coming up from Los Angeles.
Yes.
Your husband's a filmmaker. He did that. I don't want to get too deeply into the film he did in Denver about the Olympics. What was, just explain that just quickly.
Sure. So a lot of his work has been in documentaries, and one film that he did was following Olympic swimmer Missy Franklin and her journey to the Olympics. It's called Touch the Wall.
And and when he started this film, he had no idea that she was going to be
the
who
Michael
she was.
Phelps, the female Michael Phelps.
The female Michael Phelps. It's so kismet, the whole art thing. And then you guys are coming up here, and you're going to finally kind of merge the two skill sets.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
much. So this is the beginning of a very profound dream for you guys.
It is. We've been coming up to this area for about 6 years. The first time that we came, it was to participate at the Monterey Jazz Festival and just be immersed in the music scene here. But we quickly fell in love with not just the natural beauty, but really the people. And as we became friends and were coming more often, we started to survey, if we do relocate here from LA, what can we contribute to the community? And, of course, people said, no more wineries, no more restaurants. Like, we have all of that. We have theater, we have music, but we don't have dance. And so we're really wanting to come here to bring dance to the community. And there is dance, there's amazing training grounds here, but as far as I can tell, there hasn't been for quite some time professional dance.
Let's talk about the dance. I'm a can't dancer who dances, but I understand even that impulse. But beautiful dance is another transcendent level. So let's talk a little bit about your background and you in the dance.
Sure. Well, I started dancing when I was 5. Of course, like so many little girls do in ballet classes, and I wanted to be a ballet dancer. And then when I graduated from high school, I actually moved to New York City to attend the Juilliard School, where I was exposed to not just contemporary dance and modern dance, but dance theater. And that became something that when I finally saw dance theater with artists like Rui Horta or Pina Bausch, I said that's what I want to do.
Let's hone in on the definition of dance, because again, these are all abstract languages. Let's talk about what dance theater means.
Dance theater to me is very cinematic. It's cinema without words, and in order to express what perhaps an actor or an actress would would express through words, dancers are expressing through movement, but it's abstract storytelling. And although I think people, when they look at art, observe art, experience art, just as humans, what we try to do is make meaning to it. And although dance theater doesn't necessarily have to be narrative, people can see a dance theater scene unfold and just understand what it is. It's poetry.
As we spoke before, I was always fascinated by John Cage and Merce Cunningham and Robert Rauschenberg, and the collaborative overlap through the arts. And I haven't seen, the thought of you bringing that here as well. It's really, I don't even know if people know how exciting this stuff is.
Well, I'd love to tie back your earlier question about the producer hat to this question, which is all about collaboration and partnership, and that's what my husband and I want to do. The Carmel Dance Festival is going to be a platform, a vehicle to bring world-class dance here, and how that will unfold is through partnerships. And so we want to work with existing organizations to make art that people have never seen before, that is speaking to the times.
Mm-hmm. To speak to the times, to be
now.
To be new. Mm-hmm. One of the fears of moving out of Los Angeles or moving out of New York is that you're leaving the world. But it's also where you come to a place where you're not in traffic, where you do have an international reputation as a place, where you have a art legacy here. You can be the center of the world. You can leave the center and create your own center, and that's what's so exciting about this. Stephen Nemeth told me you were coming, and I said, wow, I am, it was like so great. There's just a whole bunch of energy coming right now.
Well, I think coming out of the global pandemic, everybody has been so fearful. And I don't think we're even aware of the impact that that's had on our psyches, and fearful of other humans. But what it's done in the dance world is I think dancers are some of the most adaptive artists. They just very quickly pivoted and looked at how can we can't be performing out in public or in theaters on stages, and everybody went very quickly to making dance films. And so there's been tons of innovation coming out of it, but I think that what we're about to move into is definitely people are going to want to be partnering again. I'm going to see a huge probably resurgence in people doing dance that has a lot of partnering and touch, because we're all craving that connection. And I'm really curious to see all the shifts that are happening around equity, diversity, and inclusion, how that shapes the art that's coming.
Let's talk about what you love. You showed me this video this morning of Pina Bausch doing Rite of Spring on this dirt floor with her group, and that was the best Rite of Spring I have ever seen. And the Big Bang, Stravinsky, this is 100 years ago. It's fresh. It just shows the life, the eternal life of this stuff, the power of this stuff, the deep magic of this stuff. So what are your core pantheon? What do you plug into to the art that you really plug into, the dance?
Oh, that's such a great question. I love all forms of dance, and I think for a while I actually judged dance competitions.
Oh, wow.
And said, if I come back, I want to be a hip hop dancer. Like, I'm a closet hip hop dancer. So I really do love every single form of dance, including just social dancing.
Uh-huh.
And that is what lights me up, is that even people that say that they don't dance or that they don't know how to dance or they're not a good dancer, they live in a body and they know what it means to move. And if you can move, you can dance.
The bliss of
And so-
physicality, the bliss of living in the body.
Yeah, it's experiential.
The bliss of moving in the body, just it's like such an obvious thing, but you kind of tell people you can move.
Yes.
And you can move beautifully. And it's like, oh, I can do that.
So to answer your question, of course I have such reverence for amazing choreographers and artists, and we want to bring them here and have them create work or show their work here. But it's also, I want to get the folks in the Monterey Peninsula dancing.
Okay. What are you asking of the community here? If you're speaking to the new community and you're new here, and what would it's always what can the artist bring to the community, we know, but what can the community bring to the artist? Because again, it's a two-way street of respect to make this happen. So what would you like the community to do for you?
Wow, thank you for asking that. So the invitation to the Carmel community and beyond is to come dance with us. It's that simple. Our inaugural season will take place in Carmel Valley on July 23rd, 4th, and 5th. We want people to come see the show and to hang out afterwards, meet the artists, to dance with us. And we're going to be offering things through, indefinitely and annually. So that's the invitation, is for people to come dance with us.
Okay, so you out there, what's the website? How do I have people know about this a little more?
It's carmeldancefestival.org.
Carmel dancers. Okay, we've got done with our business. Now we can get back with what we're doing. So last night you were talking about this contact improv workshop you were doing, and how weird things were doing improv on Zoom.
Right.
I mean, dance is nothing if not in person. And so what happened, just you kind of explained that,
Sure.
because that was wild.
So I have been teaching at the university level for I guess it's been over 20 years now. And last year at the onset of the pandemic, one of the courses I was teaching at Loyola Marymount University happened to be contact improvisation.
And explain exactly what that is.
Sure. So contact improvisation, obviously I think most people are familiar with improvisation. It's just the first thing that comes to mind. And there are a lot of people that practice various styles of improvisation. Actors definitely are improvising. But contact improvisation is a skill set and also a performance style. So there's performative contact improvisation, where people learn how to touch and weight share, but it ends up being very athletic, where people are flipping all over their shoulders, rolling on the floor and tumbling. And so back to your question, I had to segue my course at Loyola Marymount University to a Zoom contact improvisation. So we had to get very innovative, and I think that's what artists do. If you limit them, they tend to just have more spontaneity and creativity flourish. So for the first class, I had them bring it was a spoon, a half full glass of water, and a towel. And the task was to take the spoon first and to close their eyes and to just get familiar with the texture of it, the temperature of it. And of course, if you take away one of your senses, your other senses become more heightened. And so people were already, you could see them like smiling and being surprised by the texture and the weight of the spoon. But so the end task was to put the spoon down, and without using their hands, they had to get the spoon to travel up one side of the body, down the other side of the body, while locomoting to the other side of the room. And so it was hysterical, because some people were very annoyed that the spoon kept falling off and mad at it, and other students were very nurturing and wanting to care for the spoon. So it evoked all these really unexpected
Our
conversation points.
with the inanimate is
So,
the physical and the inanimate. It's so interesting.
Yeah, dancers are always so surprising with what they can come up with.
And then you're going to you're going to teach this at some point, or you're going to do this at some point.
Well, one of the things that
Not necessarily the spoon, but
No. One of the things that both my husband and I want to do is offer something that doesn't already exist. We don't want to be in competition. And so I've been very sensitive to what is the dance that currently exists. And again, there's amazing training grounds. They're I think, focused more on youth. And so I don't think that there is contact improvisation here. And I don't think that there is that prolific of a dance scene for adults. So yeah, I'm going to look at maybe offering some contact improv or adult dance classes.
So in closing, let's talk about the passion you bring to the community. What do you want them to know who you are and what's coming here?
What do I want people left with, and how do I want them thinking of not just me, but my family and the Carmel Dance Festival is integrity, inspiration, and excellence. I want the dance festival to be known for its excellence, but really a place that will enliven people.
So let's give the website one more time.
Oh, carmeldancefestival.org.
I think we're done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.